Look at the colors together too. The purple and red. I just love it. It looks like
It's
confetti.
so pretty.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. It looks like confetti.
Yeah. This is, yeah. I like it. And it tastes good.
I know, right? And it's good for you too.
I didn't know it was an edible flower. I knew I wanted it, but I didn't have it yet.
You can put it on salads as well.
Oh,
Yeah, and just like it makes salads look so beautiful. Yeah, if you just have like lettuce or arugula and it just adds like a crazy amount of color.
Yes.
I know.
I
It's
will take a baby.
yeah.
Give me these seeds.
Well, with bee balm, it's hard to propagate from seed. From bee balm, you want to start it like actually from the plant. So you know what you should do, because all these things are blooming. You don't want to ever take plants when they're blooming. You want to wait till they're after blooming or before. So in the fall, make a note in your day planner. Come to Carlotta's house, and I'll give you a bunch of plants, everything from Ignatia to the bee balm, and then in the fall you can plant them all because they'll be done flowering, and so it doesn't disturb. Because basically, when a flower is blooming, all the energy is going to that. So can you imagine if you dig it out? It's like the same as when we're pregnant. All the energy is going to your belly into like making a new life come. And if something is disturbed in your whole psychic energy, like your baby will be affected as well. Your baby can feel it, the same as a flower. Like everything's being put to the bloom to make it beautiful. And as, you know, colorful as possible, as attractive to pollinators, because that's what they want, right? To get pollinated, yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny to think of the plants, but that's what everything is here to be doing, right?
I think so.
The nature to be fruitful and multiply.
That's it. Yeah.
That's our purpose.
Yeah.
All of nature's purpose. What they do. That's what we do best. So. Welcome in. Hello everybody. Thank you for joining our conversation. I am here in the beautiful garden of Carlotta. We will be giving you a tour.
Yes.
I hope the same tour happens maybe in the camera.
Okay.
Just to look around. But I've met Carlotta for maybe 3 years now.
Yep.
And we connected pretty quickly.
Yes.
I think last year we finally met in person. Because I did a Zumba class for the Monarch Ultra. So Carlotta runs the Monarch Ultra run. Mostly it started as a run. So here
it's become something else.
Share. Carlotta, you've been in Peterborough for a few years, and you've done a lot of work for the city, from what I know. And I am very excited to be having this opportunity to chat, because I think first the Monarch Ultra attracted me as a project. It was interesting. You also love the environment, and you share that very openly and like in your life. Obviously, you've made your life out of it. Your business is called
Three Sisters Natural Landscapes.
And tell us a little bit more about your business and how it came around, or maybe even back us up a little bit more and tell us how we've come to this beautiful garden and to be here in Peterborough, because I know you were from Toronto.
Yep.
Originally, so why don't you share a little bit of what has brought you to
this community?
Yes.
Well, originally I'm from Honduras, from Central America, but then I went to Toronto to study at the University of Toronto, and then I stayed in Toronto for many years to work, and then I fell in love and got pregnant, and my husband has his business here in Peterborough, Blue Streak Records, and so we decided to make our life here in Peterborough.
Yes, Blue Streak Records.
Yeah.
Big blue record store.
Yeah, so he gets to sell music and I get to sell flowers. I mean, it's beautiful. Those two combined, I feel like we have a pretty dreamy life.
Pause. I'm going to pause you there for a second, because I found out very recently that your husband's also the brother, is it right? The brother of Metric?
Yep.
The girl from Metric?
Yep.
What's her name?
Emily Haynes.
Emily.
Yeah,
Haynes.
the songwriter and lead singer.
Which was pretty cool. Pretty cool little tidbit.
Yeah.
If you are in Peterborough and you were in that concert, which probably you were, 'cause
Amazing.
we were all there.
Yeah.
We were all there, and I loved it.
Yeah.
We loved it.
Yeah.
Already.
She is my hero. She just gives absolutely everything to the work she does, and she's so professional and loving.
And her lyrics are good, and the music's really good.
So really, this interview is all about metric,
Nah,
not gardens. To say that we love you.
We're still on that high. It was just very recent,
Oh
right?
yeah.
It was such a
I
good-
was high for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody, we just felt young.
I know. And the setting was so beautiful, and the sun setting was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was so
people were
great.
in their paddle boards.
I know.
They put their chair.
I know. I saw that.
in the paddle board.
I know. And just
Great
like
idea.
Yeah, to come. Yeah,
If you were one of those people, I salute you. You are doing it right. you know.
It's true. Now let's get back to gardens.
Let's go back. So
then I moved here, and my background was in internet security, and so I was doing a lot of work, which is very different to gardens.
okay.
But I was doing a lot of work with ethnic minorities and people who face human rights abuses in censored regions of the world, and so I was helping to create VPNs and proxies so that they could access the internet in a safe and secure way. And so I did that for many years in Toronto, but then when I moved to Peterborough, I had to recreate myself, and I've always loved gardens and growing food, and I think it's an ode to my great grandmother, who originally comes from Hungary. She's no longer with us, but she also loved gardens, and I remember her backyard was just full of food.
Okay, so we are in Peterborough. You have stopped your business or your job as a
Internet security specialist.
So weird to think of you like this. Internet security specialist. And now you're in Peterborough and you love gardens. And
And then we just we noticed that there was a need for more community engagement around supporting pollinators. When I moved here 10 years ago, there were so many conversations around pollinators in decline, and bees and butterflies and birds are so important to our ecosystem. They pollinate, half of all of our flowering species, if not more. Most of our food sources, food security systems are pollinated because of bees and butterflies and birds, and so there was a real need to raise awareness about pollinators, but then also what can we do as a community. And so the idea of building these beautiful gardens all across the city of Peterborough just felt like it was a natural next step. And so that's what we did. Me and a few others started Three Sisters Natural Landscapes. And at the time, there weren't really any eco-landscaping businesses that were talking about pollinators in decline or building pollinator gardens. So it was a really cool time to start all of this, and but also just to see the excitement around it with school kids that we talked with, as well as homeowners, as well as city staff and environmental groups. And so the momentum was huge, actually, and there was just so many new ideas that could possibly happen, not just with pollinator gardens, but also with painting them, with photographing them, with doing some cool art installations. And so now this is my life. I get to continue to learn about botany and these beautiful species of flowers that inspire me so much. And every year I'm learning more about them and the insects that feed off of them and also help to sustain them. And they drive me crazy. Like I was saying to Anna Maria when she came, every morning when I wake up, I can't believe this is my life. I can't believe this is my garden. I just have so much excitement, and it's been 8 years.
Yeah, that's a great feeling to have.
It's a great feeling to have. And
when you stopped your job, were you like fearful
Oh,
about
yeah.
starting, like, because that would be very different. I imagine that wasn't your. I don't know if that was your first choice, or had you done something like this in the past, maybe that gave you that confidence.
Yeah, that's a good question. No, I'd never been an entrepreneur or a small business owner. I'd always worked for institutions or universities or big corporations. But I feel like I'm also a self starter, so I've always organized things, I've always started organizations, and so I feel like it was a part of my DNA to start my own business. I've also just always loved to, do my own thing. A boss has never had to tell me what to do. I'm telling the boss what to do and how to make things better.
Nice. Yeah.
And I think when you have your own business, you're much more in tune with how things run. It's like building a house or building a community. When you build your own business, you also have to think of so many different aspects of it. It's not just, for example, garden building. It's also the marketing, it's the finances and the accounting, it's the communications and partnerships. You have to have really strong partnerships and networks with other small businesses and community organizations in order to make it work. So you have to be willing to, put in the time, but also to collaborate across multiple disciplinaries.
Yes. It helps to care, I find.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I compare your business and my business.
Yeah.
We both are into this because we care.
Yeah.
About, I'm coming to plants because I am finding, as the years have gone through, that when I spend time in nature and in the garden and doing things with my hands, there's just such feeling of accomplishment that comes in gardening that I have slowly started extending it. I started with a basil plant.
Wow.
And then slowly is now learn a little bit, 1 year, learn a mistake. You don't have to take it seriously unless it's your job.
Yeah, or even then we don't take it seriously. I mean, we do. We're professional in what we do,
Of
but
course.
the conversations we have amongst us, I mean, you should hear the sex talk that we have. That's going to get deleted.
Especially with all the
all the plants
gardening
and pollinators.
tools.
Oh yeah, that
you
too.
have to.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the bees, the birds and the birds and the bees.
Yeah, you learn about that from a young age.
Everything needs to. What do we say? Be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah, it's true.
It's what it is. It's part of sex.
Yeah, and there's so much in gardens. There's so much abundance, and I feel like that's the strongest message for me. Yeah, like every flower after it finishes flowering, there's seeds, and from one flower there's thousands of seeds, and so that's the abundance that it's giving back to say I want to multiply, but also, you can share those seeds with your neighbors, with your coworkers, and so, I think in nature there is so much abundance that we're still not even aware of, from the soil to the mushrooms to the fungi to what the trees are providing for us.
That is very, very good. And it's also part of the community building that comes with gardening. Once you start gardening, you end up finding people that garden. You end up meeting, guess I tried this, or like
It's
the conversation that happens in a house changes from maybe the thing that I watched to the thing that I grew
or that I watched in the garden.
Yes. yeah, exactly. But but when we take the eyes off of the computers, the phones, the TV, they're also accessible and so easy.
Yeah.
And they're a great thing. I'm not against TV at all or these phones, but I do think that they take a lot of our time and attention, and it can get to our emotion. Or affect our mental health. But when we take that out into something I have full focus, because you can't garden and not get dirty.
Yeah.
Right? I don't.
I'm a mess at the end of garden building. I mean, I always call myself, I look like a monster at the end. I'm just covered from head to toe in sweat and soil in sunscreen, the 3 S's, bug spray as well.
My nails are a mess.
Look at my nails. Do.
Yeah, mine, I had to cut them because they were just black.
Yeah, but they call me the glam gardener because I wear earrings when I garden. I have my nails. I always paint my nails. I mean, by the end of the day, I look like a mess, but I do still want to look nice in the garden. And I think it's because the gardens are so beautiful. Flowers are so beautiful. They inspire beauty in our, in our psyche, in our community, and so much in life, and poetry and music. And like the flowers that you brought for me when you came for this interview, so I want to look just as beautiful. So I dressed up.
True, yeah. It's a good point. They inspire beauty. Everything is beautiful.
Yeah, I remember I went to a conference just last month in Berlin. It was a nature conference called the Nature of Cities. And so they invited landscapers, activists, environmentalists, urban planners, city councilors, artists to come together to reimagine cities. And, and all those different types of people that I just named, they're the ones who are reimagining cities. And one of the talks was, what is beauty and how does beauty inspire community? And so the 3 speakers, they were all women, and they all had something different to say. But one of them said, I see beauty in everything. And so that sounds really simple, but it's also a way of reframing your brain. And, and seeing beauty in everything just means that even when there's like a pile of garbage, you can look past it and see the tree in the background.
Yes.
Something like this, and just to see.
Or find the painting. I always like to go to if I go to Toronto, you find the painting in a building.
Yeah.
There's always something.
Yeah.
That you can look past by all the crowds and all the things that are around, and then you find something.
Yeah.
It happens more in nature. I find it's easier to find beauty in nature because it's everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, nature is absolutely stunning, and there's so much going on in nature too that we're still learning about the communication between trees, and how the roots are all communicating. The roots of trees are all communicating with each other. I mean, it's also fascinating.
It is fascinating. It's like we were saying something like this earlier, that a bug is just so easy to dismiss and not like. Like pain. It's easy to not like the mosquitoes. I still
don't like them either.
but the little worms or
the aphids.
No, you have one inside.
Caterpillar. Oh yeah, caterpillar.
Big word. Big girl word.
Gusano.
Gusano. Yes, the caterpillars. It's so small and so tiny, and sometimes they come spiky and they can scare you. And I had one earlier in my shoe, and it just scared me, and I threw it out. But if you stop and actually look, they're so beautiful, and they become butterflies, and some are just beautiful little bugs. There's always beauty if you stop and actually look. Out of before you can be easy to dismiss.
Yeah.
Like pain.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, it is.
Well, let's show the beautiful garden.
Yes, let's do that. Yes.
How do we do that right now?
I have a few more questions, but I'll walk around. Let's walk around, and then maybe we'll do the rest of the interview up in the porch.
Okay.
So walk in front of us, and you can tell us what the things are.
Okay. Welcome to my sanctuary. So over here we have some bee balm, and it just smells so lovely. One thing about bee balm, you can take off one of the petals like this and just suck the nectar, and it tastes like lemons.
Oh, and this is what we're having in your iced tea.
Yeah.
Well, not this one, but the other bee balm, the red one.
And then over here we've got some beautiful native plants. We have milkweed, And in the background, false sunflower. The really tall one right there is evening primrose. The sun's kind of bright, so I don't know if you'll be able to see. We've got 2 species of bee balm here, the red and the purple. Well, maybe we'll take a walk around this way.
Yeah,
And
let's
then maybe
see.
because the shade.
Oh yes, it might be a little bit
We've got some
easier.
betony right here. Look at the bees and the butterflies all over it. Nice.
And these, you were telling me these are all perennials.
These are all,
And
all
so
perennial.
that means they keep coming back.
Yeah, they come back every single year. So there's no need to replant them. And they come back every year and they get bigger and bigger every year. So by year 2 or 3, you can divide them and share them with your neighbors. Just because the space, they might just get too big for your garden space. Over here, let's move these aside.
Is this sage? No.
That one's called Joe Pye weed.
Okay.
It's gorgeous. That's it there too. This is a native plant.
Oh, it smells too.
Oh, smell them.
Yeah.
Monarchs love it.
Is that the milkweed? I think I had some milkweed and it smells super
Oh
strongly
yeah,
and
it's so
super
fragrant.
nice.
Yeah.
But at
I wish-
first, I think the first few years that it was growing, I was taking it out. I didn't know it was
Okay.
milkweed.
Yeah, and it's for monarchs too.
It's the monarch. Yeah.
It's the monarch
Those
plant.
are the ones that grow the monarchs.
The
The monarch butterflies.
Yes. The eggs are monarch butterflies put eggs on the milkweed, and then it turns into a caterpillar, and that's the one plant that they eat. They won't eat anything else.
We will show you a little bit about this later.
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna hold this because it's kind of a jungle,
Okay.
a wild jungle here.
But enjoy the jungle. Look at those. I love bee balm. I think it's the most beautiful flower.
This is milkweed here,
Milkweed.
and so it's already flowered, and this is what the pod looks like, right here. See?
Those are seeds? Or
Yeah,
no?
and the
Yeah?
seed. Yep, and the inside are all the seeds.
Cool. Oh, it smells great.
Over here we've got anise. This is anise hyssop,
Oh.
and then smell the leaf of this one. Yeah, look at it's like
yes,
licorice.
anise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
I take it for what? For my stomach.
Yeah,
no?
for digestive systems. And then this one's Liatris. Here, maybe it'll be hard to see.
It's okay.
And then we'll walk through. Here's my tomato crop. They're almost ready.
Do you make your own sauce? Do you have it? Yeah.
Yep. And with
And basil. Yeah, I see the
pesto
basil.
as well. If you have basil, just take off these seed heads so that the plant doesn't get too bitter.
And then would you be able to throw those in the floor and does that grow basil next year? No.
And these ones you have to buy or start from seed yourself. It won't grow, unfortunately. Somewhere like the Mediterranean, I'm sure it would self-seed. Look at how
But not
large
here.
these are. That's evening primrose.
Okay.
And then we've got false
Very
sunflower.
Nice.
And look at this one is yarrow. And for some reason, I have a pink one. It cross-pollinated with something else. Should be that color.
Oh.
I have my own species.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah.
The Carlotta species.
The Carlotta species. Oh, look at the dragonfly on the Liatris.
Ooh, sorry.
Isn't that beautiful? It's just hanging out.
In there where?
The dragonfly on the Liatris right here. The orange
Oh, right
dragonfly.
here. Oh my goodness, right here.
Oh, oops. It seems to. You see, there he
She
is.
likes
Look
it.
at the wings. It has gold on the wings.
Pink. No? Is it not pink?
Looks gold to me, but no, there's pink as well.
Oh, that's a
Isn't
nice
it
one.
translucent? Beautiful. I want to learn more
Hope
about
you can see that dragonfly.
dragonfly. Or you know what? It might be a damselfly.
No, we are now back from the garden. We had a nice chat conversation about having the only thing that we can do right now in this crazy world, because the world is crazy at the moment.
Yep.
In case you haven't turned on the news,
Yeah.
turn it on 1 minute, just one,
And then turn it off.
and then turn it off and go back to the garden to the stress.
It's true.
No, really, every time you listen, there's just nothing good happening.
Yeah.
So, what's the best thing we can do is to take care of our community, take care of ourselves first, take care of our family second, and then our community third. And I think I would say that's something that you've been trying to, when you've been really good at giving back to your community.
Mm-hmm.
You started off as a ward, is that right?
As a what?
You did ward for the downtown ward.
Oh.
Ward, WARD.
But what do you mean by ward?
Like you worked before for Peterborough?
Oh, no.
No.
No, I've always worked for the community.
For the community.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
It's okay. No, I've never been employed by the city. I've worked with the city, but not employed by the city, thankfully.
Okay.
That means I have independence and freedom to be radical in my actions.
Yes. Well, the Monarch butterfly is quite radical. You ran. This is what caught my attention. You ran from Peterborough all the way to Mexico to bring paintings. Like, I remember this is what I saw on social media. This lady is running from Peterborough all the way to the to Zitácuaro, which is where the monarch butterflies rest through the winter. And she's running and she's looking for paintings to bring over there. And I thought, okay,
almost.
What?
Okay, so that was
First time.
So with the Monarch Ultra, the first time in 2019, we had a team of ultra runners who all ran different sections of the Monarch migration from Peterborough to Mexico, to the Sierra Madre Mountains. The total distance was 4,300 kilometers. And so for each day, we had a runner run either 50 or 100 kilometers, depending on their capability. And it took us 7 weeks to do the whole journey. I ran many of the legs because if we didn't have enough runners, then I would jump in and run.
How many of those legs did you keep track?
I did. Oh, yeah. I'm a meticulous record keeper of everything.
Okay. That's what I've learned about runners. Two of my in-laws started running.
Okay.
And they keep track.
You keep track because it matters to you, maybe not to the world. But in this case, I ran 11 legs. So I ran a lot of sections, but I was excited to do it. I was honored to do it. I got to run the Monarch migration with monarchs and with communities cheering us on. And so that was a pretty epic event. It took us quite a long time to organize the whole thing. We're actually going to have a documentary screening this year on October 23rd at Market Hall of the whole run.
Nice.
I'm so stoked about it. Rodney Fuentes, the filmmaker, has been working on it. And then the thing that you're talking about is every year we've come up with something different, a metamorphosis of, the whole evolution of the Monarch Ultra. And so one year we had a Zitácuaro event, and so we wanted to talk about, the city and the culture and the indigenous communities that really celebrate the monarch butterfly and protect the monarch butterfly. And so we were also invited by the Zitácuaro community to go to their Monarch Butterfly Festival, which happened in 2022. And so we thought, while this was happening, we wanted to invite local artists to paint depictions, pictures, paintings, sculpture of the monarch butterfly. We had such a massive outpouring of support, thanks to Don Pond, who was our creative director at the time. And these paintings were beautiful. We had an exhibit at Market Hall. And then we decided to bring them to Mexico to their Monarch Butterfly Festival, which was happening in Zitácuaro. So, Anna, I think that's what you're thinking of. So your painting, we took all the paintings down to Zitácuaro, and they were put up in galleries, in actually the president's office, in their city halls. So all these pieces of art that were done by local artists in Peterborough are now all across the city of Zitácuaro.
That's
So
really
that's
cool.
what that happened.
Yes.
We didn't run
And
that year.
That's
We that year we flew to Mexico to bring all the artwork.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that makes more sense.
Running with a painting.
Well,
I mean, we could do that. We could.
Like, strolling around.
With a canvas.
Not only is this dangerous, but unnecessary.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Yes, Don Pon. That name came up in a meeting, and of course, this is where I've seen that email in my email. Yes.
In the chain of events.
Anyways, because I was emailing her to bring that painting.
Okay, that makes sense.
This does make sense.
So one of your paintings is in Mexico.
I painted.
Wow.
I painted. I'm not a painter. I don't consider myself an artist, but I do like to paint once in a while.
Cool.
And I thought this was an excellent opportunity to get back to painting.
Yeah.
Because I also dedicate the month of August, actually, coming up.
Yep.
To talking about art and how art is helpful for our mental health.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, I think you know, and everybody there knows, the Happy Mint, we explore different topics of the month. Mm-hmm. And this month is gardening, which is why I'm interviewing you as a local business.
Thank you.
In case this wasn't clear at the beginning.
It's all about flowers.
It's just such an exciting conversation, really. And there's so much to learn, I think, about gardening and how it connects us. And our art does that as well. And I think you and I agree on this. Because you have started your Monarch culture, and I have done this. I did my first year. I did a hemp art. I did hemp paper with cannabis stalks.
Oh wow!
Because I started gardening. The truth is, I started gardening because I wanted to grow my own weed.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I smoke weed.
Yeah.
And I put that into. I said it to a friend, and he goes, "Well, why don't you just do it? Like, give it a try." And there was COVID, and I had time, and I was unable to be outside. So I just made paper and got artists to paint. And
wow, what a great initiative.
A little art exhibit. Mm-hmm. And all the donations went to a charity in Peterborough. Alternatives.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So then the next year I found you, and I thought, well, this is a perfect little project for myself to get involved in art and just get something out.
Okay, artistic. So you painted something that year.
I didn't paint the hemp paper because I didn't consider myself an artist.
My mother-in-law,
until later I painted it.
She is an artist, and she always says everybody is an artist.
Yes.
No matter what your skill or passion is, she always says that.
That's what I've learned from talking to artists. They usually say this, and maybe that is true. That we all have some art. Well, and that is what it's the conclusion, right? That art brings something out. Yeah. In us.
And there's so many mediums that you could be doing as an artist. Yeah. For me, I feel like it's my landscaping business. I always feel like an artist when I'm creating these gardens. It takes me a few weeks to do the design work and the dreaming side of things before the design happens, and then the installation is like it's a blank canvas, and then you get to put in all these different flowers, your favorite grasses and plants and trees and whatever, and
colors.
The
and
colors.
You have to have the imagination to think of what it's gonna look like in a few
years. Yeah,
I think it's true. It is very artistic to garden.
Yeah, it does feel like a creative outlet, and it keeps you really strong too because you're constantly digging and hauling rocks and carrying plants.
Pulling weeds. There's nothing. No workout is better than pulling weeds.
It's true. Well, a better one is moving rocks. We've been building a lot of rock gardens this year, and woo! I mean, my muscles are.
Yeah, look at those arms.
Look at my arms.
Look at that. Woo! No, my strong is not getting me there. I need to get more gardening.
Yeah, move rocks, baby. Just start looking for a quarry to work in.
Excellent. So also with all of this being said, this year we were doing something together.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we want to encourage all the high school students that are artistic.
Yep.
Or you like art, you don't even have to be an artist. Remember, you're already one. And paint something, and submit it to us. We will have a competition going on online, and then the top 10 of the art pieces are going to be presented during our event on September
21st. Yes.
21st. That is right.
I think it is.
Yes. I always forget Saturday, Sunday. Anyways, we have the run. The run is going to be in the morning.
Yes.
And then there's a family run.
No, we have a 1K.
Tell us all about it.
We have a 1K for the kids, a kids fun run at 9:30, and then 10 a.m. is the 10K for anybody. And then following that is the festival from 11:30 to 3:30 and this all takes place at Millennium Park.
That's where we'll be doing some Zumba.
Zumba and so many other fun things.
Live
thanks
music.
to Ana Maria. Yep.
Yeah.
And then for the artist side of things, we just can't wait to see the Monarch paintings. You have to submit all your art to Ana Maria, and then she and a team of artists will select the top 10 that will be displayed. And then the next side of that is that 2 winners, a senior winner and a junior winner, will receive prizes. The senior winner will get something from the Art Gallery of Peterborough, and the junior winner will get a Zumba class. So that's all really fun. And so submit it as soon as possible, or you still have all of August to work on it. But we can't wait to see your art.
Yes.
To show it off.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see.
Mm-hmm.
Is your kid in high school?
No, he's only 10 because he said, "Oh, can I submit some art?" I said, "No, it's only for high school students." But he wants to work with you to be part of the creative team to do the selection.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so then if you guys can work together, and there's another woman who wants to work with you too to for the artistic side of things, of how it's going to be displayed and everything at the festival. Because then you guys also have to do the community voting, and it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah, stay tuned for community voting because we'll need you to vote for the art so that we know which pieces are going to come physically to the place.
Yes.
So stay tuned in our social media. Make sure you follow the Monarch Ultra, 3 Sisters Landscaping,
3 Sisters Peterborough, and then the Happy Mean, Monarch Ultra. All of us are doing great stuff together.
We'll be sharing it all.
Yes.
And we're going to make Peterborough a better place. It's slowly by slowly. Together, working together. And I think we're both very passionate, about Peterborough and
creating beauty.
Yeah, creating beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Creating beauty around us.
Yeah, I'm so thankful to have met Ana Maria. And if you haven't met her yet, don't meet her because she's all mine.
She already doesn't have time.
She doesn't have time for you. She's with us, with the Monarch Ultra, and she's doing a million things. So
I have time. There's still a little bit.
The tiny bit.
9 p.m.
Yeah. I have time at Tuesdays from 6 until 6:30, and that's it.
Life. It's a busy stage of life.
Yeah. Well, we're young. We want to live it out.
As fully as possible.
Mm-hmm. As fully as possible.
And we encourage you to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for watching this video. And we will see you September 21st. And thank you so much, Carlotta, for coming.
Ciao.
It's been a pleasure meeting you as well.
Actually.
Yeah. Really. No, really. Not
I know.
just for the video.
Yeah.
Bye. We'll chat later.